Welcome to today's live stream. Today we're going to be going through how to make six figures with your military benefits if you're in the Army, how you can go from Army to six figures. This also applies if you're in the Air Force, and we're talking about the Army Credentialing Assistance Program, how to get into cybersecurity or project management or IT, and this applies also if you're in the Air Force too. We're talking about AF Cool and Army Corps, Army Credentialing Assistance. If you have any questions as we go through today's webinar, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Yeah, please do say hello or write your chat. I'll be answering the questions in the chat throughout the webinar. And this is designed to help you. So please ask whatever questions you like. After the webinar, we're going to be having a special Zoom session. So if you want to ask questions to me directly, you can talk back and forth in that Zoom call. And I'll be able to help you identify your Army CA benefits. And I'll show you how to use those benefits, whether you want to go with Cyberkraft as a training provider or any other vendor. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who Cyberkraft is, what we are, what the company is, why you might want to consider cybersecurity or IT, some entry-level certifications that you can pursue, career paths that you can consider in cybersecurity, how to request your free training, and then we're going to go through questions and answers. All right, so a little bit about Cyberkraft. I founded Cyberkraft in 2019. My name is Dennis. If you've watched my YouTube channel, thank you so much. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I founded Cyberkraft in 2019 to help bridge the cyber skills gap through elite certification training. And the reason I did this is because this is exactly how I transitioned from my time in service to cybersecurity. I didn't have any cybersecurity background. I came out of the military. I was with the 101st Airborne Division with no cyber background. And at the time, the job market wasn't super good. I looked around and I thought, okay, well, what's the best way to get hired? What are the most in-demand jobs? And at the time, cybersecurity was the highest in-demand job. And lo and behold, it still is the highest in-demand job. And it has been the entire time. But so I said, how do I get into this? And I did some research and I said, okay, research I found said, get your CompTIA Security Plus, get certifications. That's what I did. I got my Security Plus, I got my CISSP. And with those certifications, I got hired right away. And I was able to work in cybersecurity for over a decade. I had a successful career. I was a federal contractor, worked with the Department of Veterans Affairs. I worked with some private companies as a contractor also. So I had a great time. I had a great time in my cybersecurity career, and I thought, why don't I help other people do this as well? So I founded Cyberkraft to help other people get certifications, and now we're able to offer the certification classes through the Army CA program, the Air Force Credentialing Assistance Program, which I'm really happy about. I'm happy to do that. So we like to focus on soldiers and veterans. We also offer, if you want to use your VA benefits with us, we're approved with the VA, and we're happy to train as many veterans as possible. We're also approved for military spouses program. So if you're not in the Army or the Air Force, you're in another service branch, or you're a military spouse, you have a spouse, your spouse can get free training through the MyCA program, and all they have to do is be a military spouse qualified for that program. We're official partners with CompTIA, ISACA, EC Council, PMI. We use official training materials. We have a first-time pass guarantee with all of our programs, which means if you don't pass your test on your first try after going through our class, we're going to pay for a free retake also. And we have a 94% pass rate overall. I really try and focus on high pass rates in our courses and make sure everybody passes on their first try. I believe if you sign up for a class, you should be able to pass on the first try, or else what good is the training vendor? Now, why would you consider cybersecurity? Well, cybersecurity is a fantastic career field. It's, as a soldier or an airman or a sailor or whatever service branch you're in, you're already kind of hardwired for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is threat-oriented. You have to focus on responding to threats, analyzing threats, and you always have to think about how are bad guys going to attack our system, steal our data. So understanding that mindset is really key. A civilian doesn't have that mindset. A civilian going into cybersecurity has to learn to start thinking about adversaries. In the military, you're thinking about adversaries all the time, whether you're putting rounds down range or you're practicing clearing a room or you're out in the field. Regardless, you're thinking about an adversarial mindset. You're taught that. So having that mindset makes it very easy. In fact, there are a higher proportion of veterans in cybersecurity than most any other career field. I believe it's like 15% of all professionals working in cybersecurity are military veterans. So if you're coming out of the service, you're looking to get into a career field, cybersecurity is a really good one. It's also really standard oriented. You have to follow certain standards. Federal governments, for example, have to follow a policy document called NIST 800-53. which is based off of NIST 800-37, the Risk Management Framework. And this is basically a way to look at threats and address those threats and come up with strategies or security controls, strategies to address those risks. So if you understand regulations and policies, which if you've served, you will definitely understand regulations and policies, that helps prepare you for a role in cyber. You don't need to have the technical skills. We will teach you that here at Cyberkraft. You don't need to have the technical skills. You just need to have that thinking, that structured thinking that really does assist you in cybersecurity. Also, operational security, you're taught that at a basic level in the military. That is also a key component of cybersecurity as well. So let's talk about some, what are the benefits of working in cyber? Well, first off, there's a lot of freedom. There's a great opportunity to work remotely. All my federal positions, I worked remotely, believe it or not. I worked a remote position. I would dial in through a VPN, virtual private network, and I would work on the government computer system from my home. I did that for my entire career, my whole decade-long career, and that was great. Honestly, there's a lot of benefits to working remotely. Also, the pay is great. I cannot think of another profession, rather than if you're like a surgeon, like a high-skilled surgeon, where you can earn more with just a short amount of time. Like an entry-level role in cybersecurity is about 60 to 90K, or about like 75,000 average. And then if you go to like 5 years from that, you should be making well over six figures. And then 10 years from that, you could be making the mid 150, about 150,000. And if you're 15, 20 years in the field, if you're at that CISO level, you can be making $250,000 or $500,000 a year. It's pretty remarkable how fast your earnings potential joins or increases. I see we have some questions. You're thinking about joining, but you have braces. Well, if you're thinking about joining the military and you have braces, just wait till you don't have braces. If you're thinking about joining cybersecurity, braces won't matter. In fact, cybersecurity employers, they don't care about braces, believe it or not. Anyway, cybersecurity careers, they offer a lot of remote hybrid options. So maybe if you like working in an office, I enjoyed a lot of times. I enjoyed the camaraderie with the military. That's one thing you can miss working remotely. So hybrid options can be great, where you work in the office a little bit of the time, you work remote sometimes. Those are great. And there are lots of different career fields in cybersecurity. You're never going to be bored. There's offensive roles. There's defensive roles. There are compliance roles. There's roles where you have to talk to people a lot. There's roles where you never have to talk to anybody. Cybersecurity is such a broad field. There's lots of different ways you can contribute. So if you'll be really technical, you can be really technical. If you don't want to be technical, but you want to talk to people, you can do that too. So it's a great way to stay active and engaged. The best way to start is by starting while you're in the military. You start in the military, you can use your benefits, and you can prepare yourself, and it takes a couple years to do that. It's important to use these Army CA, these Air Force cool benefits, the My CA benefits while you're serving, because first off, you can only use a certain dollar amount every year. You can only use $2,000 in Army CA benefits, for example, every fiscal year. And the fiscal year goes to October. You have until July of every year to use your benefits. And most people think, I'll use my benefits sometimes in October or November. Really, most people don't realize you have until July of that year to use your benefits for that year. So you have to plan this out a couple years in advance. And then you need to only use the benefits one time per fiscal year, and then the next year you can do it again. To take advantage of your $4,000 for the Army CA or AF Cool, you get a little extra. But you need to make sure you take those certifications, and you can do these while you're serving. You can study, earn the certs, and then you can maintain those certs. They won't expire. You just have to do these, what are called continuing education credits, where you have to say, okay, I have done X amount of training. Usually it's about like 50 hours of training over the course of 3 years to maintain this cert. And really, a training could be like watching YouTube videos, watching webinars, or reading books or whatnot. You self-report that training. So it's very simple to do that. Now, you could use your downtime, use your evenings, your weekends to do that type of training. So I definitely recommend that. So to prepare yourself, because the service will not prepare you, whatever service branch you're in, they won't prepare you for post-service. When you start when you start transitioning to civilian role, of course, they'll give you like a little resume worksheet. Okay, fill this out to help with your resume, which doesn't really do anything. Oh, here's a job fair on base. Go to that job fair. That's not enough. you need to be prepared to have the industry level certifications. Let me answer some questions here. You work in cybersecurity field, 100% agree on your points. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate that. How long does the Army CA process take? It takes 30 minutes to apply, and we can help you do that. If you want to stay on the Zoom afterwards, we can help you do that. Really simple process. You have 1 year of help desk experience for the state. Already have Net Plus, but think about joining for cyber. Perfect. That's great. I definitely recommend from Network Plus, go to Security Plus. Having Network Plus is fantastic because you'll have a good understanding of networking. Really looks good on the resume. You're 25 with a Sec Plus, A Plus, and Network Plus. That's fantastic. What else did you get? You know, at that point, if you're a 25 uniform, it depends on how many years of experience. You might want to, I would recommend a more senior level cert then. If you're looking at about the 5-year experience mark, then I'd recommend like ISACA CISM, Certified Information Security Manager, because that's how you get the leadership roles. That would be, I think, a good next step. You can also get like a C-Risk, Certified in Risk and Information Systems Controls from ISACA. That's great for governance, risk, and compliance roles. Depends on what you want to do. You can also go like for a Cloud Plus if you want to do cloud roles, or CISA Plus, Cybersecurity Analyst Plus, if you want to do like a cybersecurity analyst role in an operations center. Great questions. I appreciate all the questions, everybody. Okay, so let's talk about some of the certs. I've been mentioning some of these certs. What are these certifications? So cybersecurity is kind of unique in that most of the jobs will require certs. And you know, Security Plus, this is the most basic level certification. Well, it's not the most basic. There are now some that are even less, you know, less valuable, like Google certified in cybersecurity. I don't think anybody should get that. It's completely, if you want to get it, it's a nice to have, but it does not, no hiring manager is going to ask for certifying in cybersecurity. So I don't even recommend doing that one. It's just kind of a waste of time. And then there's some others that are, Security Plus is where you want to start, in my opinion. It's a perfect beginner certification, teaches you all the different foundational skills, teaches you a little bit of everything, a little bit of hacking, a little bit of defense, analyzing malware, setting up VPNs, setting up firewalls, et cetera, et cetera. With these certifications at the basic level, I definitely recommend just having one cert is probably not going to cut it. You definitely want to have, I would say, 3 certs to get started. Having just one cert is very difficult to get a job, but you need the certs to get the job. And let me just point that out. Let's look at some certs here. This is dice.com. It's a job board that focuses on tech jobs. And I'm just going to search cybersecurity. Let's see how many roles are open right now. 5,081. Okay, that's good. 5,081 job roles. And you can see the pay for some of these. This one's $153,000. Let's see. $160,000, $170,000. Cybersecurity BI supporting. $65 to $80 an hour. That's a project manager role. Project management is also an excellent career field if you're looking to get into the field project management cybersecurity. You can also get your project management professional from PMI. Operational technology, there's an internship, technical manager. So let's just take a look at one of these, like cybersecurity engineer lead. And some of these will be asking for different roles, different certifications. So I definitely recommend you do your own research. But if you see, like, if we look at IAT, let's see. IAT, we'll see IAT required positions or IAT required certifications. That's Information Assurance Technical, which means that you will have to have certain certifications. Like here, this is listing all these different certifications that you would need. IAT Level 2, CompTIA Security Plus required. So this one's asking right in the job description. Certification IAT Level 2, which is a CompTIA Security Plus. You need to have that one, and you need to have one of these, which is a follow-on certification, which can be helpful. And this one is paying, this one requires a clearance, but it's, I don't know if there is the job. Oh, $96,000 to $124,000. So as you can see, definitely do your own research, but the pay is really good on these positions. So these are the different pathways that you should consider. You have project management, where you get your project management professional from PMI. Compliance and risk, I'd recommend your CISA or your C-Risk. Cloud security, CompTIA Cloud Plus is great for that. Teaches you AWS and Azure. Pen testing, and cybersecurity analyst. So all of these are really good certification pathways. This is for the analyst role. You can expect to make $112,000 per year. And this is with the CISA Plus, Cybersecurity Analyst Plus. This is the best certification you can get to work in an operations center. And the vast majority of job roles in cybersecurity are analyst positions, the blue team analyst. Pen testing, I definitely recommend a Pen Test Plus or a Certified Ethical Hacker. Certified Ethical Hacker from EC Council is a great certification. The Cloud Plus, cloud engineers can expect to earn about $150K per year. The Cloud Plus certification teaches you both Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Azure. If you don't know anything about cloud security, the two main competitors in cloud security are AWS and Azure. So if you know, you're going to learn both of those with your Cloud Plus. So learning Cloud Plus will teach you both of those platforms, and those make up 90% of all cloud resources. And then compliance and risk, an ISACA CISA if you want to be an auditor, or a C-Risk if you want to work in governance, risk, and compliance. Now, if you're interested and you want to learn more about these certifications, please join the Zoom call that we're going to have right after this. We're going to talk about that. All of those, and you can ask me questions directly. I'll be happy to guide you, whether you want to go with Cyberkraft or not. I'm going to actually post that into the chat here. So I'm going to open that after we're done here with the call, or with the. And then if you want to get into project management, I definitely recommend you start with the CAPM, Certified Associate in Project Management, and then you get the PMP afterwards, the Project Management Professional. Now, if we look at project management roles, you'll find there's a lot of different project management roles. 9,312 results in project management with DICE. And we can see a ton of these roles. They're paying really well. This one's paying $162,000 to $234,000 a year. Now, I didn't mention clearances yet, but if you have a security clearance, you're really in great shape. A security clearance really positions you to earn very well. There's a special job board called Clearance Jobs that focuses on jobs that require security clearance. And we can look for cybersecurity here. And this is going to pull up all the cybersecurity jobs right now. 6,761 that require security clearance. And you can search by type of clearance. So say you have a secret clearance. The vast majority of soldiers would have secret, not a top secret. Here's all the different roles that you would have there. Actually, that pulled up. I didn't do that correctly. Here we go. There we go. Now the filter's applied. Cybersecurity analyst, bunch of analyst roles. Leidos, it's a great company. Booz Allen, fantastic company that work at Lockheed Martin. You can some big names that are asking for these different. And this one here, right? Ability to get a 8570 level certificate. That's a DoD regulation, like a CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, CISA Plus, or equivalent. You see, these are the types of. I'm only recommending certifications that are going to help you get you hired. There's hundreds of cybersecurity certifications out there. The only ones that we train at Cyberkraft are the ones that get you hired. I don't focus on any other ones because it's a waste of time, and I hate wasting people's time. I want you to get your certifications, get hired, and get out the door. And that's really the main thing. We focus on getting your certification. We provide career assistance if you go through our programs. So that's all available to you. Now, choosing the right career paths is going to be challenging. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, if you're asking that, please do. Find me on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you, chat with me. I'm happy to do so. I love chatting with my students or my subscribers. So please do so. Thank you. That'd be great. So you want to think about some questions if you're thinking about how your career path goes. You know, what career path is best for me? Now, you might not understand what these career paths entail. That's okay. Join the Zoom afterwards. We're going to talk to you about each of these, and you're going to be paired with me or one of my academic counselors, and I'll talk to you about what career paths work best for you. You might want to think, what areas in cybersecurity interest me? Now, you don't have to make the decision right away. You can take like a basic level certification like Security Plus, which is going to expose you to everything. And then from there, after you take that class, then you can think, okay, what did I like about that class? What did I not like? Now let me think about where I want to specialize. And that's a great option. It's an option a lot of people take, and one I definitely recommend because you're going to need that Security Plus on your resume. Then you could think about, what do I want to get after that? So I definitely recommend that route. And then what's your current job role? What do you like to do? You know, do you like, or if you're in infantry or artillery, do you like pulling security? Do you like doing those types of basics? Or do you like, talking to people? More of the social interaction. What do you like? Physical security. Physical security is a component of cybersecurity. Well, if you like putting up razor wire and thinking about how people can infiltrate a perimeter, physical security might be a great job role for you. So you want to think about these things, and that's what you keep in mind as you get into the field, but you want to start right away. You want to start as soon as possible so you have these certifications under your belt. There's no better time to start than the present. Right now, the Army CA program is open to officers. There are whispers of changing that soon to eliminate officers from eligibility. So the CA program's changing all the time. You want to make sure you get your benefits. There's no guarantee that this program will be around next year or the year afterwards. All right, so again, and if you want to get into a leadership role, if you're an NCO or an officer or a warrant officer, I would recommend, again, like your ISACA CISM, Certified Information Security Manager, best leadership role in cybersecurity, best leadership certification. Really does teach you how to talk to senior leadership, and it teaches you risk management, which is a lot of times what you do as a leader. So if you want to think about or talk about these points, please join in afterwards. We're going to talk about all these points in the Zoom call. Let me talk a little bit about the Army CA program itself or the AF Cool program. The steps are very similar. So first off, if you're in the Army, log on to Army Ignited, create an education goal. And with AF Cool, you do a similar process. You create a goal for yourself, then you send that goal to your supervisor for approval. And we'll walk you through all the steps. If you want to know how to do this, join that Zoom afterwards. We'll walk you through all the steps. You can complete a little training. When I say training, it's just like watching a 30-minute video called a Training 101, where it just teaches you how to do the platform. And then you send a note to the CA office, the Credentialing Assistance Office. You tell them, hey, I watched the video. I completed my training. Now I'd like to do this education goal. That just shows the Army CA office. The Army CA office really wants you to use your benefits. It shows them that you have done that training. Now, the Army itself has this Credentialing Assistance Program available for soldiers and AF Cool available for airmen. Now, the people who run those programs really want soldiers and airmen to use their benefits. Big Army is too complex. Oftentimes, it's very rare where you get a chance to get something back from the Army or the Air Force. So definitely take advantage of these benefits because they're going to be gone. Once you separate, you're not going to have access to these, and you have to use them within a certain time of separation, before separation. So if you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to be in for 3 years, well, then you need to start using your benefits now, or you're not going to have a chance to, because 2 years down the road, it's going to be too late. So you definitely want to go through the process, and I just invite you to take a few minutes, check out our Zoom afterwards, or send an email to cyberkrafttraining.com, or check out our website. We show you how to do all of that. Now, are there any questions before I open up this Zoom? I really appreciate all the questions, the level of participation. You guys have been doing fantastic. It's been great having everybody here on the webinar. And I'm going to go ahead and open up that Zoom now. So if you do have questions, you want to talk with me, chat with me firsthand, please do so. I have the Zoom up right now. I'm going to post that in the chat here. And I'm also going to open that and post it as a comment. But I hope this is helpful for you. I really appreciate all that you do if you're a service member. If not, if you're joining in to watch me on my YouTube channel, well, thank you so much. Appreciate all my subscribers. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's been great talking with all of you. Thanks so much. Take care.